today will be the second part of the Scandinavian Gambit, and altogether will be 3 lectures about this interesting gambit line, which could happen after e4, d5, e takes d5. And here, instead of queen takes d5, black plays knight f6. In order to protect the pawn on d5, white could move his pawn c2, c4, after which black has no any other opportunity but to sacrifice the pawn. So the part number 2 is c6, and the third part we will continue with a quite interesting sacrifice after e6. So, but today we continue with the c6 move, which happened in already more than 100 years ago in the first game I showed you in the previous lecture. But in 1989, Michael Adams, a just brilliant English grandmaster, challenged with the c6 move Murray Chandler in the Hastings closed tournament. So Chandler decided just to accept this pawn sacrifice and played d takes c6. And after knight takes c6, we are reaching the classical setup of the Scandinavian Gambit. So now after knight f3, e5 and d3, instead of usual continuation like bishop c5 or bishop f5, which we studied in the previous lecture, Michael Adams chose quite aggressive move, e5, e4. So by this move, e5, e4, white is under a serious problem. So what to do in such a situation? So after d takes e4, move which looks quite obvious, white is having material advantage, so it's a good idea to exchange pieces. Black immediately try to get more development advantage after queen takes d1. King takes d1, so white's king is stuck in the center, so it's uncastled already forever. So black is going to move his bishop very fast to f5 or to g4, and then after the long castling we going to win extra tempi. Knight takes e4, bishop e3, and according to the plan, bishop f5. So right now it's quite difficult to find what exactly is the compensation for the extra pawn white has. But a lot of problems for white here after long castling and then any move like knight b4 or bishop b4. It's just very, very difficult to finish the development because black's pieces, especially knight on e4, and very aggressive light square bishop and knight from c6, which is ready to jump to b4 or d4 later on, and control over the center files. Just very fast white start feeling that his position is very, very unpleasant. And I believe that Murray Chandler was quite surprised that this Scandinavian Gambit could just bring him so much headache. So the bishop on e5 is a very active piece, which is not allowing white's king to reach c2 square after the forthcoming check with the long castling. So white is trying to play knight h4 and to remove the strong bishop. Long castling is quite obvious. King c1, and after bishop e6, white's knight is offside. He's on the offside of the board, so white still cannot develop his queen side. So knight c3 will be just knight x c3, and after b takes c3, so black's bishop is ready to join the attack after bishop a3. So this is exactly what happened in the game Chandler against Adams. But one more game which was played in a blitz tournament between Brody and Konstantin Maslak, continuing this position knight d2, which is not solving all white problems as well. So after knight d2, knight takes d2, and bishop takes d2. Black just simply played knight e5, and white found